Who asked for this? Excuse me, y'all. I just ate. Who asked for this? That's all I want to know. Who asked for this? Who told them that this was a good idea? Who told them that this was a good matchup? Who asked for this? Like who's responsible? That's all I want to know. Who is responsible? Who? Girl, we'll talk about it after the 10-minute while. Okay, because as much as I love B2K and as much as I love Pretty Ricky, who asked for this shit? Like, I don't think none of us asked for it. I ain't gonna like y'all make sure to like up the live. Okay, I know it's like last minute or whatever, but I have some time before I sit down to the dialysis chair. I'm gonna finish watching Love Island too. But you said it was Fizz. Who listens to Fizz? Like, ain't nobody asked for this. I know I didn't. And again, I love them both, but I ain't need this. Now, don't get me wrong. I was jamming on a lot of songs. I was jamming on a lot of songs, but that's only because I'm a millennial and I remember when these two groups came out. But these little young titty boppers, honey, they don't know nothing about y'all. Neither one of y'all. Okay, let's just be clear. These little teeny boppers, honey, they don't know nothing about none of y'all. Okay, from either group, they don't know nothing about y'all, child. It was really for us to enjoy, but y'all get the likes up. Hey, y'all know the rules. Get the likes up. It ain't that many of y'all in here, so it's no excuse. Like if it was hundreds of people up in here, that's one thing. But it ain't that many of y'all in here, girl. Get my damn likes up. I don't give a damn how many of y'all in this motherfucker. Get our like up. Child. I'm so sick of this. Ugh, my God, my God. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I had to step away for a second. But I'm back. Anywho, what did y'all think about it? What did y'all think about it? Was y'all here for it or no? I asked y'all a question. Was y'all here for it or no? Usually, when a person asks a question, we're expecting a answer back because it's a question. So we're expecting an answer. Okay, answer my question. What did y'all think about the show? I can appreciate it only being like an hour. Like they ain't hold us hostage for like 2 hours and shit. Like I can appreciate it only being an hour. 10. Welcome to the church house, y'all. I know. that it's like last minute, but this was the only time I had to do anything today, so it was what it was. Um, that's just how I look at it. Like it was what it was, girl. This is the only time I had to do it, so here I go. Um, Pretty Ricky and B2K. Listen, I'm a millennial. Okay, y'all know that. All right, I was born in '88. Y'all know that. So I was in the 8th grade in 2001 when B2K first came out. When I first saw the video down to 106 Park, I remember when that video was the new joint of the day. All right. And that stayed number one for about 2, 3 weeks, probably longer than that. So I'm a huge fan of B2K. Okay. I remember when Pretty Ricky first came out. I was a junior. I remember when they shit was the new joint of the day. Grind on Me. I remember when that shit was the new joint of the day. And they became a big thing. So I remember when both these groups came out, bought all their albums, okay, all that good stuff. Like I remember when they did the Scream tour together. Like I remember all that shit. Y'all remember the Scream tour? I remember all that shit. I remember, well, the tour that I went to, Pretty Ricky was supposed to be there, but something had happened. They missed their bus or some shit like that. The bus was late getting there or some shit. So we ain't get a chance to see them, unfortunately. But I really wanted to see them. Okay, so I remember these two groups. I love me some B2K and I love me some Pretty Ricky. However, okay, however. The two of them should have not did this verses together. Only for the simple fact of they have two different genres of music. Okay. B2K made music for little teenage girls. Okay. Pretty Ricky came out being nasty. All right. Pretty Ricky came out being nasty and catering to the older adults. Talk about sex, talk about fucking, talk about hunching, sucking, spitting all in your mouth, sucking on your titties, all that shit, damn near fisting you in your coochie, to all that. Like, that was the type of music that they had. So just off of that alone, I didn't see where they needed to come together and do a damn verses, because while you had one that catered to teenage girls and all that good shit, you had the other that was for grown ass women and men. All right. So with that alone, it was a horrible choice. Okay. Nothing against B2K. I love B2K. I got both of their albums. I got the Christmas album. I got their 2 remix albums. Okay. I had them all, girl. I had them all. I bought You Got Served, okay, and I got the soundtrack, which was a bop, okay. Love B2K. Is no shade to them. But them going up against Pretty Ricky, now, yeah, don't get me wrong. They had hits, like unreleased hits, like shit that won't on the radio. You had to be a fan of them and their music to know they got hits. They could go up against motherfuckers. But the gag is they went up against Pretty Ricky, who had grown folk music. B2K was not known for grown folk music. So I that matchup was just weird to me. Now I was here for it because I'm a millennial. Don't get me wrong. Again, I jammed, but it's like y'all should have went up against Immature. That turned into IMX. Now, had y'all went up against them, that's one thing. I'd allow that. But Pretty Ricky, needless to say, Pretty Ricky, in my opinion, won just simply off of their music. Simply or off of their genre of music, they won. All right. And we just gonna keep it real. And I love B2K. I love them down. All right. And it's not that they didn't have hits. And it's not that they couldn't go hit for hit, because they damn sure could. Just not with Pretty Ricky, because the songs that no shade. But I did take a little bit of a note. I did take a little bit of a note. Okay. Now, Pretty Ricky, y'all need to change y'all name to Fat Rick, and it's in one skinny. Okay, y'all need to change y'all name to Fat Rick and one skinny. All right, because let me tell you some. Marcus Cooper, no tea, no shade, but you got a Mr. Brown stomach. So you got a Mr. Brown stomach, and it showed. Like the camera did you no justice with the camera being like up under the waist. Because how many months is you, friend? How many months is you? Like, should you even be on stage? Because you carrying. Okay, you is carrying. Now, Slickum, not Slickum. Baby Blue, he back in the gap, he won't necessarily chubby, but I knew eventually he would get there. So I ain't even too shocked at what Baby Blue was giving. But you, Marcus Coop, you once was in shape. Like, I don't know if fucking too many bitches got you fat. Maybe you got a whole bunch of churn. Maybe that's what got you fat. But when I look at you and Baby Blue, Fat Rick. Fat Rick. Okay. The only person that kept himself in shape is Spec. Spec, the only one up there that's still giving 2005 abs. I don't know what happened with you and Baby Blue. And where the hell was Slickum at? Is that nigga still in jail? Hey, Paul. Hey, T. Who win? Pretty Ricky. Pretty Ricky. And that because B2K didn't have hits, but their hits catered to teenage girls. Okay. I know I see you just get in here. Pretty Ricky only won, in my opinion, because their music catered to the grown folk, while B2K sang for teenage little girls, okay, and high school girls. All right. That's the reason why they won. Pretty Ricky like beat them by a landslide. But get back to what I was saying. Yeah, they need to change. Y'all need to change y'all name to Fat Rick, honey. Okay. But where the hell was Slickum at? Is Slickum still in jail? Again, I asked y'all a question. Is Slickum still in jail? Because I heard the nigga went to jail. I forgot what he went to jail for, but I heard the nigga was in jail. He must still be in jail, child, for him to have missed this. And another thing, I could have dealt without seeing TWD. I don't even know why y'all bought him. Like, don't nobody want to see no Trick Daddy old sick ass dollars. Like, don't nobody want to see him. Now, maybe y'all bought him there because y'all know, but I could have dealt without seeing TWD, girl. We ain't there to see TWD, girl. We ain't there to see, we not there to see you, Otis. We didn't give a damn. All right. We barely gave a damn about Orion ass around to B2K side. We barely gave a damn about him. We damn sure don't give a damn about no. You said drugs, unfortunately. Y'all think the man in rehab? Listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Slickum always looked dirty to me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Even back then in '05, like Slickum always seemed real dirty to me. He gave dirty dick babs. Like I was never here for Slickum. I'm gonna be honest. I was never here for Slickum. I wasn't. My favorite was always Spec. Okay. I won't all the way here for Baby Blue either because he looked like his breath stunk. So I won't always here for him either. Like I was always in no shade. I'm just being real. And the gag is I still feel like it stank. I've always been here for Spec. Shout out to Spec. Whatever. Anywho, B2K, they look good. They gave what they always gave. They always come color coordinated and all that good shit. The only difference is they grown now. Um, I used to be here for Raz B back in the day, but I ain't feeling him too much no more these days as a grown ass adult. Like, I don't know. He just changed. Like, I don't like the blonde hair. I really don't. I do not like the blonde hair on him. He need to go back to black hair, showing his body, getting back in shape. Like, if he was to went back to that, he would have been fine. Speaking of fine, J Bug girl. Child, J Bug can still get it, honey. Okay, J Bug is definitely still get it. Fizzle Pop, I guess. And another thing, fun fact: Fizzle Pop can sing. Okay, he is the fourth singer of the group. He's just more known for his rapping, so people feel like he be lip singing. No, he can sing. Okay, I figured that out way back when I was in high school. Okay, I figured that out way back when I was in high school. Okay, he can sing. Like, he can. But he's just more like the rapper of the group. Y'all know, like Left Eye. Left Eye can sing. But she was more known for her rapping skills and more known as notably as the rapper of the group. But Left Eye can sing. Like, it's like that thing. But anywho, so B2K started off with Girlfriend. Would you be my girlfriend? Girlfriend. Would you be my that was my song back in high school. I ain't even gonna hold you. That was the first song they did off their Pandemonium album, girl. That was my jam. I don't care what nobody said. And I had both Pandemonium albums. I did. I had the regular one, the white cover one, and I had the Raz B cover. Because I told you I was in love with him back in the day. I had the Raz B cover for the Pandemonium, but then when they special edition Pandemonium came out, y'all know the gray cover one, I bought that too. I told you I was a huge fan of them. And then Pretty Ricky started off with Grind on Me. Of course. Of course. I mean, why not? Why not? So then B2K came out with Of course. That was my jam. I was in the 8th grade when that came out. I remember I bought the single to that. That's back when bitches was still making singles and shit. I bought the single to that. So of course that was a bop. Everybody in the crowd knew that. And then Pretty Ricky does They Do Your Body. My song too. I love it. So actually, the Blue Stars album was a bop to me. So I was down for that. That's really where most of Pretty Ricky's thing came from. For like the very beginning to the middle of it, it was all Blue Star shit. So then B2K does Gots to Be. Of course, that was another hit. And Pretty Ricky does Juicy. Now that was my song, bitch. I can make it juicy for you. You can make it juicy for me. Like I said, this was a horrible matchup. Just strictly because of the songs and the song choices and the genre of the music. This was a horrible choice. This was a horrible matchup. I don't know who asked for this. I didn't. So then B2K does What a Girl Wants. And then Pretty Ricky does Shorty Be Mine. I was here for that. So then B2K does Sleeping. Sleeping was my song. And Pretty Ricky does Playhouse. That was my song too. My favorite part of Playhouse was Hush. Okay? Hush. That was always my favorite part of Playhouse. No tea, no shade. Okay? When they was telling hoes to hush, that was my favorite part of damn Playhouse. That was always my favorite part of Playhouse. No tea, no shade. So then B2K does Bada Boom. Okay. Want to see the big bada beam, boom, bada boom. Okay. And Pretty Ricky does Love Like Honey. And in the middle of which is my song, by the way. And then in the middle of Love Like Honey, that's when Spec came up there and invited two girls to come on the stage, and he gave them a lap dance of some sort. He really didn't do nothing but dry hump them, hard as hell. Okay, hard as hell. Like you was humping real hard, Spec. You was. Calm down a little. And then there was another chick in a red dress that was grinding all over Baby Blue. And speaking of a girl in a red dress, I don't know if this was the same one or not. But there was a chick up there in a red dress. She was a light-skinned girl. She had a diaper booty like T.S. Madison do. Like she literally stuffed her ass with a bunch of pissy diapers, because that's exactly what it looked like from the side. It looked like she stuffed her ass with a bunch of pissy ass diapers. I don't know why y'all women in Miami feel like y'all are the shit or that's the shit, but y'all just look real nasty. Cause it did. It looked real nasty from the side. It was all lumpy and shit down at the bottom of it. Like, I don't know if y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all probably don't. But if y'all go back and look at it, y'all will see on Pretty Ricky's side, it was a light-skinned girl in a red dress, and her ass was the equivalent to a bunch of pissy ass diapers. And she came out there thinking that she was looking cute. Like, girl, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I did notice that and I wrote that shit down. I don't know why y'all Miami chicks think that shit is cute. That shit is not cute. It is really not. It look y'all be looking real unproportionate. And it's supposed to look natural, and we clearly see that it's not natural. Like, whatever. I saw her, she was the one dancing. That was her. Anyway. Love Like Honey, of course. That's a classic off the late night special. So then B2K turn around and do Why I Love You. And then Pretty Ricky does It Ain't Nothing But a number, babe. You say it's because of my age. And that's another thing. Listen, Marcus Cooper, you got a cute little voice for yang 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 in your bathroom, but you not that no more. That's a whole nother thing. Like, now don't get me wrong. On some songs you knew how to keep your note, and that's fine. But you ain't that no more, Marcus Coop. That's one thing that I need y'all to understand. And Omarion, you was never that. Okay, you were more so a dancer than like the singer. I'm gonna be honest. Like trying to listening to the both of y'all trying to relive y'all glory days, it was getting on my nerve. Y'all was wrecking my brain. Now don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Marcus Coop, you can hold the note. But this ain't 2005, nigga. This ain't 2005. This ain't 2007. You do not have the same vocal cords no more. Y'all was really pissing me off. Y'all really was trying to go treble clef to treble clef with one another, and both of y'all really could sit the fuck down. So then B2K comes back with everything. You're my angel. You're my heart, girl, because you're my everything. That was my shit. And B2K, I mean not B2K, Pretty Ricky does Get You Right. That was my song. I forgot all about Get You Right until they played it. I said, oh shit, bitch, go in. It's my song. Like, that was my song. I forgot all about that song. So then B2K did Would You Be Here If I Had Nothing? Would you be here if I was struggling? Period. That was my song too. And then Pretty Ricky does Push It. That was my song. I forgot about that song too. It was a lot of songs that Pretty Ricky had that I forgot all about until they played it up here. Okay? Because I forgot all about Push It. That was my song. So then B2K does One Kiss, One Kiss, One Kiss. That's where I started feeling. One kiss felt so good, but I never should have had that kiss. And that was my song. She was so sincere that when she grabbed my hand and introduced herself. I told y'all I love B2K. That was my song, girl. I did love that song. Like I said, you had to be a real fan of B2K to really know their songs like that. And then Pretty Ricky does Up and Down. Another classic. That's my song too. That my song too. I lost my virginity to that song. Quiet as it's kept, but they ain't none of y'all business. So we gonna move on. So then B2K does Understanding, which is my shit. To be the one I'm looking for, the perfect one I need. You gotta be sexy and secure and be understanding. Shout out. That was my shit. That's off their first album. Y'all don't know nothing about that. And shout out to Lil Omega. Lil Omega done grewed up, honey. And that's his shit too. He brought Lil Omega on stage to sing that song. The gag is he sounded better than his daddy, if you ask me. But he can't sing. But he sounded better than his daddy did. Moving on. Um, and then Pretty Ricky does Get a Little Closer. That's my song too. That's my song too. I forgot all about that song until they played it. So shout out to it. That was my jam. So then Omarion comes to do Icebox. Excuse me? Nigga, you already had your verses with Bow Wow, and Bow Wow told your ass. So when did Bow Wow? No, it was Mario. You already had your verses with Mario, and Mario sung your ass down to the ground. All right. I could have dealt without Icebox. Again, y'all have hits that y'all could have played. Y'all didn't have to resort to Omarion doing Icebox. Like, I was on Pretty Ricky's side when they was like, nigga, where's y'all songs? Like, y'all threw me when it came to that part. Cause why the fuck is we hearing Icebox where your heart used to be? Nigga, we don't care. We do not care. We cared back in 2006 when the shit came out. We don't care now, nigga. We don't want to hear no goddamn Icebox. Where hot used to be. We don't want to hear that shit, boy. Y'all could have did tease. Shorty, what's up? I'm just saying. Wanna hook up? I ain't playing. What you gonna do? I'm just waiting. You think I'm acting up? Y'all could have did tease with Janae. Where was that shit at? Y'all could have did Pretty Young Thing, you give me loving while the mother girls out there bugging. Hey, you keep it coming. My pretty, you could have did that. You could have did Baby Girl. Why do you look so sad, baby girl? Like y'all had all these songs, and y'all gonna have him do Icebox. Yeah, they did girlfriend. They did girlfriend at the beginning of the thing. Tease is your song. You know that song too, bestie. That was my shit. What you gonna do? I'm just so that was my favorite part was Janae part. But y'all had all these other songs that y'all could have did. Y'all could have did come on, I know what you want. No need to front. Come on, be there for me. Like y'all could have did that. Icebox. Ugh. Anyway, then Pretty Ricky followed it up with Make It Like It Was, which was my song as well. Yes, that whole second album was my shit. Okay, want it? Want it? The first album was a bop, but the second one was everything. Like y'all Y'all could have did last boyfriend. I'm not your last boyfriend. Girl, drop that baggage. I won't have it. Stop tripping. Y'all could have did that. Like, that's what I mean. Y'all had to be real B2K fans to know all of these non-radio ass songs. It's not like they didn't have no hits. I didn't understand. Like, I felt like y'all lost the minute Omarion came out with Icebox. I said, oh, y'all done lost then. Okay, y'all lost then. Moving on. I lost my mind when they played One Kiss. Me too. That was my shit. So then B2K does Boys for Life. Y'all know Boys for Life. Y'all know but we still hear that song. That's actually the very last song off their second album. They did that, and then they did Pretty Ricky Does Stay, which is my song too, by the way. B2K does their new song called Mileage. I ain't necessarily had no problem with it. It'll be interesting to hear their songs now as overgrown, rusty ass niggas versus what they used to give back in the early 2000s. I think it'll be interesting. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. You could tell they grew up saying about pussy and that, yeah. But I ain't necessarily mind it. I'm gonna get the shit when it come out. So does this mean y'all about to go back into the studio and have a full-fledged album? Is that what y'all are telling me? I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance. Granted, I'm not in high school no more. So, but I mean, as a grown, rusty ass 38 years old, I give it a chance. I give it a chance. Like it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. The song was not horrible at all. Um, I mean, I'm gonna give it a chance. Yeah, they could have did My Girl. That's my song too. Like there was so many songs they could have did. Icebox. Y'all could have did Fantasy. There's this girl around my way. I dream about her every day. I wish that she could be with me, cause she's my chocolate fantasy. Okay? Y'all could have did that damn song. Y'all could have did B2K is hot. Like y'all could have did it was a bunch of shit that y'all could have gave us instead. I'm still pissed about that Icebox shit. Cause I felt like that's when y'all lost, my opinion. But moving on. Pretty Ricky does Late Night Special. Y'all know that was the first song off of the Late Night Special, which was a jam, by the way. I won't piss at that. So then B2K ends they set with Bump Bump Bump. I mean, okay. You know, I mean, okay. I suppose. And then Pretty Ricky ends they shit with Hotline. And I was here for that. So like I said, in my opinion, in my opinion, um, Pretty Ricky won. Only because the type of music that they had. All right. Again, B2K catered to like teenage girls. All right. Pretty Ricky did not cater to teenage girls. Okay. Pretty Ricky came out the gate basically being Bobby Brown proteges. Like, let's just be honest. They came up here giving us sexy fuck ass music. Okay, a lot of y'all lost your virginity to Pretty Ricky music. Okay, we didn't lose our virginity to nothing B2K. Okay, okay, y'all, we just didn't. No shade, we just did. Pretty Ricky catered to the grown folk, and that is why, in my opinion, why they won, and that's why I don't feel like this was a great matchup. Now, had B2K wanted to go up against Immature, I would have been okay with that. That's right there with one another. That's what y'all should have did. If y'all was gonna do anything like this, B2K, y'all should have went up against y'all big brothers. Mm-hmm. I would have allowed y'all going up against Immature / IMX. I would have been here for that, but not Pretty Ricky. Like, and I don't even know who I put Pretty Ricky up against. I don't, but it damn sure wouldn't have been y'all. Okay. All right. So B2K, I'm sorry. I lay y'all down. I swear to God I do, but I gotta be fair in my assessment. And if I'm being fair, and don't get me wrong, I was jamming because I'm a millennial. I jammed to everything B2K had. Everything they had, I knew it word for word, and I was here for it. But I gotta give it to Pretty Ricky, no shade. Okay, I do. I gotta give it to Pretty Ricky, no shade. Just only because I fucked to a lot of their songs, and I lost my virginity to one of their songs. Okay, and they shit catered to the grown and sexy. All right, and so grown and sexy is always gonna beat out the little teenage music. Mm. No shade. I personally agree. Better match. Yeah, like B2K, they should have done somebody else, not Pretty Ricky. Now I don't know who I put Pretty Ricky up against. Maybe Silk. Okay. Maybe Silk, because Silk played music for the grown and sexy too. Maybe them. All right, but not B2K. No, absolutely not. Like I said, I don't know who idea that was. Y'all saying it was Lil Fizzle Pop, probably. But not them. Not them. Not them. Oh yeah, H Town would be better for Silk, but are they even still around? Ain't one of them dead? Like, is H Town even still around? Pretty Ricky was overly freaky out. You can't compare teeny bopper music to freak out music. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, and again, I love B2K, but I just would never have put them up against Pretty Ricky. Like, I ain't asked for that. Even though I'm a millennial, I ain't asked for that. Okay, I did not ask for that, and I could have dealt without that. Like, cause I already knew what the outcome was gonna be. Even though B2K got mad hits at the ass. All right, I just still would not have put them up against Pretty Ricky. Like, this is one dad, but they still do shows. Child. They still doing shows. I hope they didn't get fat like Marcus Cooper. Okay. I really hope they didn't get fat like listen, Marcus. Listen. And then you had the nerve to have on a fucking jacket. Like, I hope you paid them. I hope you paid them buttons on that jacket. I hope them buttons on that jacket got paid because I know they was screaming louder than your ass was. And that tight ass leather red suit jacket. Like, boy, if you don't leave us alone. And that's one thing that they kept gagging your ass about the whole night. I noticed that about B2K. They kept gagging you about they kept gagging you about your stomach, your fupa, your stussy hadn't in that day. Lord, they would not let you go. I said, they kept gagging you about that shit. I hollered because there was never a truer word spoken. The B2K, y'all know y'all wrong. Y'all know y'all wrong for body shaming that pregnant man. Okay, y'all know that man pregnant. He couldn't help that. Y'all know y'all wrong for that. He can't help it. He pregnant. Y'all like TWD. Y'all know he wrong. Y'all wrong for that. Y'all kept pointing it out, and y'all know he pregnant right now. He can't help it. Yeah, the cameraman didn't make it. Nobody. I said that. I said they had the nerve and the unmitigated gall and the gumption to have you being filmed down under. I said that. I said, I, but y'all, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else to gag about? Not really. Um, Shout out to Lizzo. Okay, Lizzo was there. She was on B2K side. Shout out to Lizzo. Y'all know Lizzo the Fatso. Shout out to her, Lizzo the Fatso. Um, and I'm glad she came dressed like some. Cause y'all know normally she want to be half naked and all the rest of that shit. As if anybody want to see all that. Girl, we don't want to see all that. All right, so I appreciate you for having on some real clothes this time, showing up down to the verses. Um, I mentioned Orion. Shout out to Orion. Y'all remember when Orion had his one and only CD out? Y'all remember when Orion had his one and only CD out? I was in high school around that time, girl. I said, I know Orion lies. Said I? I said, I know Orion line. Girl, sit down. Yeah, I had his album. They could have kept it. Okay, that was the worst $13 I spent down to Walmart. Let's just be real. I want my money back, by the way. Yeah, it was over. Yeah, it was over about 20 some years ago, but I don't get that one fuck. I want my money back. Um, can't wait to do my recap later, child. Is there anybody else? I don't think nobody else is there that I give a damn about. Take It Slow was my I bet everything was your song, Scotty. Okay, everything was your song. Orion could have kept it. Okay, he could have kept it. You is not your brother. All right, and that's what y'all siblings superstars need to understand. You are not your siblings. Like Solange is not Beyonce. Now, don't get me wrong. I did like one song from Solange when she first came off. What was the song? SOLOSTAR. That's how I wrote. That was my jam. I say I ain't gonna get Solange too much because that was my jam. What was it called? Solo Star. That was my jam. All right, now I ain't gonna get her too much. That was my jam. But mm, you said Crush was yours. Oh, so you had Solange's first album too. SOLOSTAR. I'm gonna listen to that. That was my shit back in the gap. I ain't even gonna hold Solange. That was my shit back in the gap. Anyway, Anyway, before I end this, who do y'all feel like won? I ain't get a chance to ask y'all. Before I end this, who do y'all think won the verses last night? Pretty Ricky or Boys 2000? Because y'all know that's what B2K meant, Boys 2000. Y'all let me know in the comments who won. Was it Pretty Ricky or Boys 2000? I say Pretty Ricky. Now I love B2K, but I still say Pretty Ricky took this. Did they advertise it? I don't know. The only reason how I knew they was doing this because Scotty mentioned it last night. That's the only reason how I knew this happened. Scotty mentioned it last night. So that was another thing. Like, where was the advertisement for this? Because I damn sure ain't catching it. If Scotty ain't never said nothing about it last night, I'd have went right to sleep. Okay. And wouldn't have known nothing about it. Pretty Ricky, even though it wasn't a fair fight. Pretty Ricky, hands down. Yeah, I give it to Pretty Ricky. I'm sorry, because like I was always for the grown and sexy. All right, I was always for the grown and sexy. No shade. Even though I love Amarion, Pretty Ricky won. Amarion was never my favorite. Amarion was never my favorite in the group. I never really went up for Amarion. I never did. I went up for Raspy and I went up for J Bug. I ain't never go up for Marion or Fierce for that matter. Pretty Ricky for sure. It was Bug for me. Get off my man, Heifer. Get off my man. Go to Teeny Tiny Fizzle Pop because that's exactly what he is. Go to Teeny Tiny Fizzle Pop. He got more head than a damn dick. Go to him, okay? Or go to Amari. All right. Hell, I'll even let you have Raz B. But get off my man, bitch. I like Pressure one album over Omarion. You mean Pleasure? Pleasure P? I ain't gonna necessarily say all that, friend. Now, don't get me wrong. I did like the introduction to Marcus Cooper. Of course, I had it. I did like the introduction to Marcus Cooper, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that he outdid O. Now, maybe Icebox. I say he outdid Icebox, but not O. LaFonz is your man. Okay, and Bando is yours, bitch. So, like I said, get off of my man. So yeah, like don't get me wrong, I love the introduction to Marcus Cooper. Of course, I had that out. Of course, Under was my shit. When I go under, that was my song. Now I would say his was better than Icebox album. Absolutely. Well, not what was it called 21. That was what it was called 21. I would prefer that over the 21 album because I wasn't a fan of the 21 album. I honestly was not. Okay, I was not a fan of the 21 album. I wasn't. Now I love O and I loved Illusion, his third album that they really don't get no shine to. I did like Illusion. But 21, I was not here for 21. I was not. I was not here for 21. But see, that seems to be the case with a lot of artists. Like they first albums be a bop, but then they second album be a straight flop. Not all the time. Because like Fantasia's album, I prefer her self-titled album than her first album. I still say out of all Fantasia's album, her self-titled one was the best. No tea, no shade. I feel like out of all Fantasia's album, don't none of them beat out her self-titled album. My opinion. My opinion. What you think, Scotty? You still in here? Which Fantasia album was the best for you? I still feel like her second one was the best out of all of them. And that's how I feel about Keisha Cole. Now, Woman and Woman, I think it's called Woman and Woman, great. Loved it. But even when it come to her, don't nothing beat out her second album. Just like you, well, in my opinion, will always be one of her best albums to me. Just like you. Now, I do love Woman to Woman. Okay, I do love Woman to Woman. I do. But it ain't nothing like Just Like You. That was my shit my freshman year in college. Let me tell y'all something. I played that album out. I wore the album out to the point where a lot of songs used to skip. Like that. That's how much I wore that damn album out. I had to buy a new damn copy. Between the second one and Back to Me was good. I ain't mind Back to Me. I ain't mind Back to Me. And Scotty, that's another thing. I know you and what's his face did that for Calling Our Hearts. Hated it. I hated it. I hated that album, and I hated what's the other one? A Different Me. I hated it. I hated both of those albums. Couldn't stand them. Okay, couldn't stand them. A Different Me and Calling Our Hearts, hated them. Both of them collectively hated them. Get them off my get them out my CD shit. Hated them. I agree with you about Keisha Cole album. I'm telling you, like Just Like You, it got me through some shit back in '07. Okay, it did. Just Like You got me through some shit back in '07. I know Woman to Woman was a great album. Like that was another favorite of mine. But Calling Our Hearts and It Did For Me, get them out my CD changer. Absolutely not. Now, like when it comes to people like Maya, loved her first album. Loved her first album. Loved Fear Flying. Okay, loved Fear Flying. Mood Ring, eh, it wasn't bad. It was songs on Mood Ring that I did love. But did I love the whole album? And will I play the cover? Will I play Mood Ring cover to cover? No. Not like I would her first album in Fear of Flying. No. Now I will play the songs up there that I like. Okay. Like No Sleep Tonight. That's my song. You won't get no sleep tonight. That was my shit. Okay. Like songs like that. Yeah, I play that. But Pretty Ricky won this battle, but I don't listen to them or B2K now. Me neither. But falling out was everything. Ciao. After the rain. But that's just like Mario. I loved his first album. Um, I hated his second album. Um, the one where You Should Let Me Love You. I hated that album. Okay, despised it. Get it out my CD changer. Go was everything. Okay, Go was everything, and DNA was I. Okay, DNA was I. But his first album and the Go album, everything. Okay, everything. What was his second album? I think it was called Turning Point. I hated it. Look at my face. I hated it. I did. I hated it. And DNA was, all right. But his first one and Go, I will play them two to this day. Love them. I just turned 18 bumping that album. Ain't that something? But anyway, y'all, I done reached my hour. Mario never had good albums to me, and I love him. His first one was good. His first one and the Go album. If you were to ask me, I would tell you his first album and the Go album. Those are the ones to listen to. Turning Point and DNA, more so Turning Point. DNA, uh, but then, you know what? That's just like Lloyd. I was not a fan of the South Side album. Okay? I was not. I was not a fan of the South Side album. But Street Love and Lessons in Love, now them the albums to listen to when it comes to Lloyd, if you ask me. Okay? If you asking me, his second album and his third album, then those were the Lloyd albums to go and listen to. All right. But I was not a huge fan, and I was not gone ho for Southside. I won't. I won't. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I won't. But Street Love and Lessons in Love don't owe me nothing. Don't owe me nothing. But anyway, y'all, I done reached my hour. That's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. Like I said, shout out to B2K and also shout out to Pretty Ricky. Love to both of y'all again. Nostalgic. I remember when both of y'all came out. Okay, I remember when both of y'all came out. I remember when both of y'all were the new joints of the day on 106 Park. I remember all that. So Y'all did it for me just off of nostalgia purposes alone. But yeah, Pretty Ricky won this by landslide. No shade. But y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the verses if y'all caught it. Because like I said, if it weren't for Scotty saying something about it, I wouldn't have caught it. Okay. I wouldn't have. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. And y'all be on the lookout for Scotty because Scotty say he finna talk about it later on today sometime. And whenever he decide to click his button and talk about it, I'll share it on my community wall so y'all will know he live. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Y'all probably won't see me no more today, girl, because I got dialysis. Okay. So y'all probably won't see me until tomorrow. So until then, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we absent one from another. Amen. Bye.